Well, looking forward to the challenge of going up to Wichita State to play. Obviously, great team. You look at the success they've had on the season. Great program in terms of what they've been about the last several years. So it'll be a great challenge for our guys. Obviously, we played them last year, different team on both sides. But I think there's a little bit of familiarity. Really impressed watching them on the defensive end. Very physical, very aggressive team that's forcing a lot of turnovers, really doing a good job. And then offensively, very balanced team, a variety of guys that on the perimeter, on the interior, they do a good job of providing weapons for them in terms of scoring ability. They're a deep team. So it'll be a great challenge for our guys to go in there and try to do the things that we need to do to come out with the win.
Thanks, Coach. Go ahead and do questions. We don't have a microphone, so just raise your hand. We'll get questions. Start with Cecil and then go to
For Coach or Levi, what do you remember about last year's game with Wichita?
Levi. You want to start now?
They're a really solid team, a good team. They play together really well, and they're tremendous on the defensive end.
Physical, very good rebounding team. The numbers, I think, this year would say the same thing. They got, I think, a plus 10 advantage on the backboard. Last year, going back and looking at the game, they jumped out on us early. We were able to weather that storm and put ourselves in a position where we had opportunities. I think at the end of the day, it came down to getting stops and being able to rebound the ball.
And just one follow-up with Fred VanVleet, how did you approach him defensively? Did you put Levi on him, or is it a team
Strategy, we'll deal with that, in practice. But he's a very good player. Baker's a very good player. Cotton, their whole perimeter. They've got several guys that are awfully good, and in the front court, they've got a variety of guys. They do a really good job of mixing different lineups in. They're a deep team, so I don't think you can really focus on one guy. They've got multiple guys that have the ability to step up, a lot like we try to be ourselves in terms of having a variety of guys that can step up at different times. I think they do the same.
True.
For Anthony, are you expecting this Wichita State team to shoot a bunch of three-pointers and just kind of looking at their starting lineups? They go four guards a lot. Is that kind of what you're expecting going into this game?
I think you're dealing with a team that has proven they can win a lot of different ways. They have guys that have the ability to shoot the ball. They really attack you in transition. They create offense off of their defense a lot. So we got to be able to do a great job from a defensive standpoint of limiting easy baskets, of making them work for what they get all the way around.
When you scheduled this game a couple years ago, or this series, did you know they'd be as nationally prominent as they've become?
Well, I think when you look at what Coach Marshall's done everywhere he's been, he's been an outstanding coach everywhere he's been. We played them my second year for the NIT championship in Madison Square Garden. We played them the next year. I believe it was either the semi. I think it was the semis of a tournament in Puerto Rico. Knowing his teams, they've always been very good teams, very competitive teams, and obviously what they've done the last couple of years, I think they've gotten the recognition of everybody nationally. But I think any coach that has played against Coach Marshall's teams will tell you they've always been very, very tough.
Okay, Cecil.
And for Michael, you had some pain or some issues from your surgery that kept you out of some of the preseason. Are you at 100% now? Is that bothering you at all? Did you condition where you needed to be? How did that affect you?
Yeah, physically, I think I'm 100%, and I was just getting back condition-wise and in the rhythm with the team too. So I've been around practice. It's coming slowly. It's coming there. I feel good. My teammates still, my coach is still like pushing me to get better. So yeah, 100% definitely.
Yes, for Michael, what's kind of been the journey like for you, getting to Alabama? I mean, you've been a bunch of different places, or it's been a long journey, I guess, from Switzerland to here. What got you here, and how have you kind of adjusted to life in the Southeast?
Well, I always wanted to come and get an education and play basketball at the same time. It's hard at home, so found my way to Longwood. I had connections with the coaches back home and the coaches at Longwood. So that's how I kind of got together. And then once I was at Longwood, had a good year individually, so that brought the opportunities to come down here. Made a decision to come to Alabama. It's a great program, everything I need, and I'm totally satisfied with being here. And yeah, adapting was kind of hard because it's a lot different from back home down here, but I definitely like it now. Yeah.
Okay, Cliff.
Coach, I mean, how'd you connect with Michael, and how's he developed since he's come here?
Well, as he mentioned, he played along with us as a freshman, had an outstanding freshman year, and at the end of the year there was a coaching change. Some mutual friends let us know that he was interested in pursuing a transfer. So once they gave him a release, we pursued it. He came on a visit and felt like this was the right fit for him. So we're excited that he's here with us.
And then his development since he's been here with you guys?
Yeah, I think he's done a really good job. Obviously, some things he's had to deal with that are tough for any players, and some injuries. Last year he sat out and he had a litany of setbacks in terms of injuries, but he's always been able to maintain a positive attitude and overcome those things. And I think the thing we talked about is if you're going to get him while you're sitting out. Let's try to get you healthy for when you're playing. So I think he's on that road right now to getting himself mentally and physically, where he needs to be. And I think his best basketball is ahead of him.
A couple questions for Levi. I was going to ask you, what does Michael bring to you guys that maybe you haven't had in the past, and what are the challenges of guarding Wichita State's pretty good perimeter players?
Well, Mike, he brings a lot of fire behind his game. He's a hard-nosed player and wants to do whatever it takes to help the team. He's very unselfish, and each day, whatever it takes for the team and whatever we need, he's there to bring it. And when it comes to Wichita State, we'll do more talking about him today, and we have to do the things that Coach asks us to do to be ready for him. We have to stick to our identity, 94 feet both ways, and just be able to be aggressive and just go out there and play hard.
Anthony, do you have an update on Ricky?
We'll know more today. He had, like I said the other day, cramps and a couple spasms. We think he'll be fine, but we'll know more today.